Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner.
Welcome back. And those of you that are new, welcome. Well, Marjorie Taylor Greene has done it again. She's raising all kinds of hell with her tweet that put out. Let's check it out. Well, here's part of her tweet. We're going to show a lot more, but she says, people are absolutely fed up and disgusted with left-wing insanity and disaster America last policies. I agree. National divorce is not civil war, but Biden and the neocons are leading us into World War III while forcing corporate ESG and gender confusion on our children. And it says, post-millennial. Breaking, Marjorie Taylor Greene calls for national divorce between red and blue states. Yeah, she did and she didn't. What she's saying is we're just fed up. Now let's see some of the tweets she's had today concerning this. Today and every day is 1776. Never give up our freedoms. Never let the left steal them away. Be a watchman on the wall and stay on guard for every single second of every single day, because the left will stop at nothing until they destroy our faith, our families, and our freedoms. That I agree with. She may be hyperbolic. She may have a big mouth. You may not laugh like she called liar right out in front of President Biden giving his State of the Union address. You might think that's crass and distasteful. But what she's saying isn't untrue. It's amazing. Pass my Protect Children's Innocence Act. Let the children be kids. And then, of course, the following media includes potentially sensitive content. Yeah, whatever. The left is forcing our children to believe gender lies and biological males and girls in women's sports and spaces. ESG politics has taken over corporate hiring and culture. They don't respect our borders and national security. They have bound the LAO's ability to protect them. Of course, this tweet is unavailable. That's funny. This, I think, will cause a huge split. I think this is part of what she's saying. The January 6th videotapes will also be available for all January 6th defendants. All 42,000 hours plus. Thank you, Speaker McCarthy. What Speaker McCarthy did was he sent all 42,000 hours of the tapes from January 6th to Tucker Carlson. Great move on his part. Really, really well done. And I'm sure there's multiple copies everywhere, but Tucker Carlson has them all. And he has the staff and the resources to go through them. There's going to be stories on these for weeks, if not months. I think once a lot of these videos are showed in context, you're going to see that the January 6th riot was not so as it was portrayed in the media, even on Fox. Impeach Biden or give us a national divorce. We don't want to pay taxes to fund foreign countries' wars who aren't even NATO allies. We aren't sending our sons and daughters to die for foreign borders and foreign democracy. America is broke. Criminals and cartels reign. You are a fool. It's and then it shows a picture of Biden, of course, on President's Day going to Ukraine. Now, you think he would be in East Palestine, Ohio, trying to comfort his people and try to get help for them, but apparently not. I got to tell you honestly, I know Zelensky's got to do that. I'm a plane type guy and all that, but you're meeting the President of the United States, getting another $500 million worth of equipment, $500 million more. For Pete's sake, wear a tie and a suit coat. People are absolutely fed up and disgusted with the left-wing insanity disaster America last policies. National divorce is not a civil war, but Biden and the neocons are leading us into World War III, forcing corporate ESG and gender confusion on our children. It's the problem the grifters have is that they are being exposed for acting like they know what is going on and taking donations from people in exchange for lies. Complaining about January 6th being given to Tucker, meaning the Tucker Carlson on Fox, is laughable. Just wait, more is coming. This is from Cernovich. She also posts on here, can't wait to hear the whining. I love that word, whining. People watch the January 6th footage. Speaker McCarthy hands it to Tucker. This is massive, and it is. Now people are bitching about that. Thought you wanted transparency. I thought the Democrats were saying for years, we need transparency to go after Donald Trump for Russia collusion. Meanwhile, there wasn't any. It's amazing. This is why I understand why people can't get nice things. Nothing but whining and malcontents. Why even bother? I totally get it now. She also adds, for all those that doubted we would release the tapes, here you go. I'm very happy to be right again in my support for Kevin McCarthy as our speaker. Americans deserve to see the truth, not a one-sided narrative on a fair two-tier justice system. In all fairness, whether those people that are still being held for the January 6th riot are guilty, we'll even say they're all guilty. They still deserve due process. Many of them haven't gone to trial yet. We're looking at 2 years incarcerated. So what they'll do is they'll make them plead guilty and do time served and put them on probation for 100 years. If this was someone that was accused, we'll say a young black man in New York City or LA or any big city of a crime, and you held them for over 2 years with no bail, denied seeing attorneys, denied having visitation, forced to be in solitary confinement, they would be raising total holy hell. Total holy hell. But for some reason, this just doesn't count. It is a two-tier justice system. Biden didn't go to East Palestine, Ohio on President's Day. He went to Ukraine, a non-NATO nation whose leader is an actor and is apparently now commanding our United States military to world war. We must impeach this American last fool before it's too late. Yeah, she's hyperbolic. Yeah, she's very Trump-like how she talks. But nobody's saying she's wrong. They just don't like her attitude. Zelensky can't even wear a tie as he greets the President of the United States. I agree. Let's show some respect. Even though I have no respect for Joe Biden, respect the office of the presidency. He gladly takes our money in sweatshirts and T-shirts, but Biden is dressed up so insulting. Now you're going to see him greeting Zelensky, President Biden.
Morning, Mr. President. Welcome. Thank you very much.
More importantly, how are the children? Good. Amazing to see.
Yeah, it's didn't she just spend $42,000, Zelensky's wife, in Europe buying clothes? This is incredibly insulting. Today on a President's Day, Joe Biden, President of the United States, chose Ukraine over America while forcing the American people to pay for Ukraine's government in war. I cannot express how much Americans hate Joe Biden. I don't think they love Joe Biden either. A lot of people hate Trump. I think they hate what's happening to the country. And a lot of people believe that's not Biden's fault because they're just not investigating the facts, but I digress. So let's go back to the original tweet. Marjorie Taylor Greene, national divorce is not civil war. Has it gotten too far? Now, if a separation just happened, we'll do a hypothetical. It's not going to be along state lines. I live in upstate New York, very, very, very far away from New York City, geographically and ideology-wise, politically. This area I live in, called the Southern Tier, just above the Pennsylvania border, directly south of Syracuse, about 60 miles north of Scranton. Western Pennsylvania is the same. Southern Illinois, southern Indiana, eastern Oregon, eastern Washington State, a lot of northern California. It's going to be messy. I don't think it's going to be by state lines. We'll say West Virginia, and then the western part of Virginia, not West Virginia, but the western part of Virginia would want to go. It's going to get messy where the lines go. But I will tell you this. I grew up in upstate New York in a town called Binghamton. My family, my father's side and my mother's side, have been here for well over 100 years. Well over 100 years. And my mother is still living. My dad's passed away. I have one brother left. The other one passed away. And if there was a split and upstate New York had to go with the new blue state countries, I would leave. I would leave willingly. You could say I was forced to leave, but not really, because I couldn't stand it if these deep blue states went unchecked at the national and federal level. The place would be unlivable. It's bad enough what they're doing in Albany, our capital, and the governor and the legislature here. But to have the federal government just like them, it would be intolerable. It would be intolerable. I would have to leave. Nobody wants to leave their hometown. You know, who we are is who we were. And as far as my lineage is concerned, who we were hardworking, decent Americans. My father's side were off the boat Italians, became natural citizens, and just flourished with hard work and dedication. And that seems to be out of fashion now. I don't know if I could truly stand living in a deep blue federal government permanently. So there it is. Do you think MTG is serious? Do you think we should have a national divorce? Do you think a civil war can be avoided? I think there's going to be a civil war, but it's going to be an economic one. The blue states versus the red. Corporations lining up against corporations. Technology lining up against technology. We'll have to see. But we know this for certain. One side is going to win and one side is going to lose, even if we don't split up. Let's just hope and pray that the progressive side loses and loses dramatically. Until next time, goodbye and good luck.